Welcome to Cronkite News Watch. I'm Asia Hood. It's dental services like these that help combat oral problems for the Navajo Nation, which has one of the worst tooth decay rates in the United States. Many people gathered at the state capitol today to celebrate the passing of a bill that honors the Tuskegee Airmen. Parking meters that used to only take cash now take debit. Here at the Arizona Barbecue Festival, it's not just about the food. They have games you won't find anywhere else. How immigrants are treated by the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office has been an issue in the courts for years. Now a decision by a judge in one court case has local citizens putting in employment applications. There's a new job opening for a babysitter.
I'm here actually to apply for the babysitter job.
But it's not for your typical toddler. The infant that Citizens for a Better Arizona say needs sitting is 81-year-old Sheriff Joe Arpaio in the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office.
And so now we brought folks here today to say, you know what, I'm qualified for this type of work. We know how to treat a child who misbehaves.
After a recent lawsuit found that the Sheriff's Office had unreasonably singled out Latinos, the judge ruled a monitor should be appointed to watch over the MCSO.
We hope that monitor is somebody that can actually stand up to the sheriff, because it's not going to be easy. The sheriff is going to fight it all the way.
The 59-page ruling requires the sheriff's office under the court monitor to report data, including video from patrol cars, retrain his deputies, and create a community advisory board to restore public confidence. Sheriff Joe Arpaio did not appear on camera, but issued a statement about the court order that says, in part, I'm in the process of discussing it with our attorneys. We are identifying areas that are ripe for appeal. To be clear, the appointed monitor will have no veto authority over my duties or operation. MCSO Deputy Chief Paul Chagoya did respond to today's protest, saying he does not feel the display outside the sheriff's office was the start of any peaceful negotiation.
And doing this behavior that is just childish.
It may be childish, but Nicole Morales says children are something she has experience with.
And I believe I'm capable of babysitting.
The court ruling is supposed to go into effect in the next 3 months.
So this might be like 1927 or something.
Ina Mitchell is just beginning the journey of tracking her family history.
I think I've always had an interest in trying to get down what I know about my family.
And getting down that family history is what Dwayne Rowan tries to do. The ASU professor holds classes at the Tempe Public Library.
Is a workshop to get people started on writing about family members, family events, and family places.
Rowan also tells the students about the technological advances that make playing family history detective easier.
20 years ago, I remember cranking the machine, looking for the slides.
Janet McNaughton, who started her family search years ago, has trouble staying organized.
I have a lot of photos of gravestones, and then I'm like, so which cemetery was this at again?
Now companies use computerized tracking, like FindMyPast.com, to help you search for census records, immigration documents, birth certificates, and it even helps you build a tree online to organize all those papers and unlabeled photos. Although Mitchell is starting the search alone,
And pictures of my son.
she's hoping the rest of her family will give her more clues to the missing puzzle pieces.
I can't rely on my memory either forever, so I want to get it down.
And now finding lost cousin Nell Cropsey
This is a pretty startling discovery.
is easier than ever. Park officials were ready, but the tourists were in fact not. Many of them didn't get the word that the national parks were closed until they drove up and were met at the gates. What would be the sound of new adventures beginning
I drove about an hour over to get to here,
is instead the sound of rejection.
so it's kind of disappointing.
Montezuma Castle Superintendent Dorothy Firecloud has a busy morning ahead of her.
We have until noon to get the park completely shut down, and the employees noticed.
Montezuma Castle isn't the only place getting red tape today. It's one of 22 national parks around Arizona that are closed with no definite reopen date.
So sad.
It's not only the visitors to the monument who are affected, but businesses too. Yavapai Apache Nation Vice Chairman Robert Jackson knows the closure will hurt local business.
Over 400,000 cars
pass through our reservation on their way to Montezuma Castle. And they eat in our restaurants, they stay in our lodge, they buy our gas, and we depend a lot on that.
Until Congress can make a decision on the budget, Labansit's money will go elsewhere.
There's a few other stops that I planned on making, and I would imagine they're closed as well.
And everyone hopes not for long.